So this morning I was thinking, when was I ever going to get around to doing these reviews I say I'm going to do? Because I've been buying a lot of gear and stuff, because probably midlife crisis or something. I don't know. Because I've been, well, basically relearning guitar. I always thought I could play guitar, but I could never really play guitar. I ended up playing bass for a while and like some extreme metal stuff, which, I don't know, did all right with. Don't really mess with that too much anymore. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today I was gonna do a review on the new X. See, I can just pick it up and show you, throw it around and shit, because it's basically what you can do. I mean, it's wireless, it's connected right now, and there's a little bit of power on it, but not much. I forgot to charge it up, but usually it takes about an hour and a half or so to charge it up. Lasts for hours. I don't know, what was it, 7 hours it said or something. So I guess that's believable. I don't really pay close attention to how long it lasts. I don't like to leave it plugged in 24/7. Once it starts to die down. But I've been using the heck out of it, man, for months, and really, and I have other guitar amps and stuff, and I mean, even for recording anymore, I was using this old G60 tube amp crate, and so basically now I just take this and plug the Celestian into this. It's a 12-inch Celestian speaker, vintage, and with that and this, and then I'll run a microphone in through my mixer and have it coming through the monitor. That is, I could have a drummer play, along with that, keep up, no problem. With this little tiny, I think it was 303 something. I don't know. I don't pay too close attention to that either. I just, you try to get the best price at the time, right? You try to, okay, I'm looking for this thing. I saw it, well, let me investigate it. And then you look around, where can I get it? Should I get it used? Like, like the J Maskus, I wanted to try it out. So I found a good used deal on it. I mean, come on, dude, used for like 500 less than brand new. Yeah, I'll take stuff like that, amps and, guitars, the Amazon, $200 on Amazon, bro. Get out of here with this thing. I love this guitar. Need to change the strings, but I mean, other than that, there's a little bit of setup, neck, I had to adjust the neck a little bit, but yeah, anyway, so the new X, you got an app, so, I mean, here's everything you have. So yeah, this foot switch is plugged in, and you can change it. You can plug it in. You got the channel changers, going from clean to dirty, blah blah blah. You got I don't have to tell you guys every little thing, right? So, but then there's the looper and the drum track. So and then you can plug anything in, and it's Bluetooth, so you can hook your phone up to it. Or you could also hardwire, and then you got the phones, which I use quite a bit, and then I have the other one, the plug or whatever, the Nux, because I work on the road sometimes. That thing's sweet too. But yeah, anyway, I kind of go off a little bit, but that's the speaker plug that, I don't know how much it would power, if a whole cabinet. I don't see why not. I mean, it would probably, I don't know, maybe the volume would get a little funky, but who knows? That'd be something to try out, though. I haven't tried that. I just figured the 12, it's a little tiny amp. You can toss this thing around, and it comes with a little remote. You know, I just have this going through my Boss processor, you know, which I could do a review on that too. It's pretty cool.
So I can't imagine anyone has made
so
it this far in the video, but if
even
you
the
did,
nuts,
holy crap, man, I don't know, maybe I should
so that's
sit
what I
and
wanted
look
to
at these
ask you
videos
for,
and
was
not
to
go
try
back
out
to work,
the
eh? How about that?
with the center thing, with the reverse phasing, all that. I don't know, it just seemed interesting to me. I like to try out different interesting things. I'm trying to go for certain sounds with the music I'm creating, you know, and maybe I'll do some videos on that once I finally get it all together, because it's a lot of work, you know. I have a full-time job that I wish that this just playing guitar could be, you know, because I also play drums, and there's a lot to the drums that I could share. I've put together quite an interesting drum set too, and it's you know, old school vintage. I'm all about the rock and roll anymore, you know. Like the metal stuff for me is kind of like, I still appreciate it. You know, you got to mix it up on your playlist, you know. And so you know, I'll still listen to it here and there, but for the most part, I've been getting into a lot of blues and even some jazz, you know, a lot of old stuff, you know. Like there's like ZZ Top and Dire Straits and stuff, you know. Like I never got into these bands as a kid. I never, you know, there was a lot of them back then. I mean, even like Pink Floyd, like I always appreciated them for what they were, but I never really listened. I never really dove in deep and listened to them deeply enough to really understand what they are, you know, what you know what I mean. You guys get it, you know, most of you guys that are, you know, music freaks, you know, but I get it now, you know, and I understand a lot of this music. The Dire Straits, I don't know, is genius. I don't know why I didn't see it that way when I was younger, but I don't know, age thing, you know. I'm 52, and so I want to, you know, and I never thought that would happen. I thought I'd be metal, bang your head, and I also like hip hop. Like I'm wearing a prop shirt, and it seems like every time I want to do a video, I have hundreds of t-shirts. I'm always wearing, this is like I like this, like a good vibe shirt. This is like my weekend shirt where it's got the puppies and rainbows and stuff. It's all about good vibes and shit. So anyway, yeah, the new X. This video is supposed to be about this amp. Super versatile, you know. Like I said, you got all the knobs for doing everything here, but I just use the app. I control everything through the app. It's all self-explanatory. You download the app, you know, connect it to the amp. You got all your modelers, all your IRs, your freaking, you know, there's a tuner on there. Sometimes it doesn't come in, but you just got to give it a second. You know, you play it, you know, open E, and you know, if it doesn't register right then and there, 5 seconds, it'll always get it. Don't worry, don't get off. Because at first, like, I would do it, I'd be like, this thing sucks, you know. And I have other tuners and stuff, but you know, we got those things laying around everywhere. Who really cares if it's a little slow sometimes? Most of the time, I'd say 9 times out of 10, you go to hit the tuner and it registers right off the rip. So yeah, it's loud. It sounds good for what it is, you know. I don't know if things are all charged up and plugged in right now. But that's what you do with that thing. I think the batteries are dying in the. Yeah, the battery's dead in the. I don't know. It could be the Boss remote. It's not picking it up for some reason. I don't think the phone. Maybe this is a sign to learn this solo. But anyways, that's what it sounds like. The phone's not gonna do it justice. Maybe maybe I need to hook up, go straight in with my mixer and do these a little differently. I don't know. It's just like I make these videos and no one watches them. So how much do I really want to put into them just yet? You know, I just trying to throw some feelers out there. You know, because I use YouTube. You know, I use it for freaking pretty much. If there's something, I mean, come on, we all do. You know, I mean, why wouldn't you use that resource? That's right there. I mean, I'm just here to tell you that this amp rules. It sounds great. I'm really into like vintage, old school rock and roll. You know, I mean, there's just so much to choose from on there. Just for the price alone and the versatility and what you can do with it and where you can take it. And, I mean, I've been recording with it and it sounds good on the recordings. I mean, this thing is just like, to me, a no-brainer. Like, you know, like I say, you know, and it's not as good as the Black Star. Okay, it's not. You plug it in. You just turn it on, plug it in, and you're playing. Usually it'll play like when you know, because a lot of times I'll have it set to, I don't know what it's set on right now. I was messing with it a little bit with the app, you know, and I'll show you a little bit of how you navigate through the app. But I'll have to look up the price. Maybe I'll put it on there. I don't know. I'm really not the best. I'm not even a YouTuber. I just thought I would be helpful, like, you know, like I was saying a minute ago, you know, like I use YouTube for everything, so I figure maybe I'll get involved on this side of it a little bit and see if anybody cares to look at my mug at all. I don't know. I'm on the side of NuX being sweet. Like I said, I like it so much. I bought the plug, so if I go on the road and it's sweet, you know, like. And it comes with the same freaking amp, app. The only thing is the only thing is with this is I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I need to go through this maybe a little bit more. I don't use this as much because, you know, I can plug headphones into this one, and I know how to run this one. So this is just like, you know, I had to go down to North Carolina for a couple weeks. You know, I'm from Michigan, and you know, and you know, so take this with a gig bag. That boom, just in the hotel, headphones. You're not gonna want to play an amp anyway. But the NuX, it's the mighty plug. So if they came out with like a NuX, they came out with like a NuX stack, I'd probably buy that fucker, because that'd be so dope, man. Like, not even a stack, just a big, loud, powerful amp, but set up like this. And if it's had like, maybe even put tubes in that thing, you know, I don't know, just get crazy with it, you know, and just make some big, badass, all-in-one machine and make it expensive. This crap's expensive anyway. This is $300, man. Between $300 and $400, bro. You $350, you can't go 400. You can't go wrong at 400 with this thing. Yeah, like I said, I just know because it's taken. I know what's my favorite guitar. What, you know, well, they're all my favorite at different times, right? But like, I know what they are at the time. I know what the one is. I grab for, regardless. Like, I can get a brand new guitar and play around with it, and you know, still go back to that one and it be like, yeah, you know. So, but then that changes. Sometimes it goes from one to another, and then sometimes guitars that I thought that were my favorite were the best end up being at the bottom, you know. So, it's just, you know, life. It's crazy. Should I be making these videos? I don't know. But buy a new X, dude. I'm telling you.